Today I'm going to make a zombie game where every zombie is a subscriber to my YouTube channel. Right now, there are 3,000 subscribers, so you'll have to take down 3,000 zombies.
Here we go!
I opened Unity and created a new project called Like Zombies, which starts completely empty. First, we need the basics. The player needs to move around the map. So I downloaded a prototype map, added it to the scene, and honestly, it looks complete. It'll do for now while I work on the final map with over 1 million vertices. I'll show you that later. I added the classic capsule people use to test game mechanics. I think one day I should make a game with only capsules, like Gorilla versus 100 capsules. Anyway, let's move on. This time I didn't ask ChatGPT for help because I can code this part myself. But I did ask Gemini 2.5 Pro for help because they gave me a free trial. I swear this isn't a sponsored ad. I added the script to the capsule and it worked perfectly on the first try. So smooth. But it only moves with the keyboard, and this is going to be a mobile game. So I found a package with all the necessary buttons for a first-person shooter. I positioned them and programmed each button's function. Same with the joystick. Everything worked great. Except the player couldn't look around. So I edited the script, added a panel in the center of the screen. And now, when you move your finger across it, you can look around. It was too sensitive at first, so I lowered it. All right, let's prototype the zombie. And no, I'm not using a capsule. This cube will do the job. I stretched it vertically and added a zombie face. Using a raycast from the player, I made it so the zombie dies when hit. Still super basic. Now let's make the zombie chase us. With just one line of code. And boom, it's coming for us and can kill us. We've got the essentials ready. While browsing, I found a super complete animation pack with everything needed for a first-person shooter. It was perfect. I could have moved everything I had, which, by the way, was just the zombie following us and mobile controls, into the package's demo scene. But I decided to just import what I needed into my project. So I imported the weapon and set up the walk, shoot, and reload animations. Then, I added particle effects to make it look more RTX, the muzzle flash, the explosion when firing, and the bullet decal, the hole left by the bullet. There was a problem with the reload animation. Only the hands moved, while the magazine stayed frozen in place. So I had to animate it manually. For more immersion, I added sound effects for shooting. Then I started working on the UI, made a pixel art style health bar and ammo counter. Now it was time to create the final map, around 1 million vertices. I had a bunch of assets for the map, but they had way too many vertices. I ignored that at first and started building anyway. I used terrain planes for the ground, added random trees and obstacles everywhere. I placed dirt blocks as dividers and added some houses. And just to make it worse, I added dirt blocks around the entire edge of the map. The vertex count was insane for a mobile game. So I dropped the brilliant idea of dirt borders and instead, I rendered a photo of the dirt block and used it as a flat image in Unity to drastically reduce the vertex count. I also used the decimate modifier on all objects to lower their vertex count. Still a bit too high, but much better than before. I changed the skybox to a night 1. Another thing, lights are expensive in terms of performance. Too many lights and the game slows down. So I had to bake the lights, which in simple terms means painting the lighting into the textures. That way you can remove the lights and still have the lighting effect. I tried it, but it looked weird and too dark. So I left that for later and just added a bright temporary light to keep working. Next, I added the zombie model. It follows you, but it wasn't animated. I went to Mixamo and grabbed walk, run, attack, hit, and death animations and set them up in Unity. But there was a problem. Zombies were walking through walls. To fix that, I used nav mesh, which is basically painting the walkable areas in blue. Now, the zombie finds a path to the player and updates it if the player moves. We officially have smart zombies. To make it more immersive, I used a shader that changes the zombie's color when shot. I also reused the same gun particles, changed their color, and used them for the zombies. Then I added a name tag. That's where each of your names will. For now, will Chingulin. To improve the experience, I added scripts that make the screen flash red and shake the camera a little when a zombie hits you. Now, the most important part, the subscriber counter. To keep the number of my YouTube subscribers up to date in real time, I needed to call the YouTube API. But if I turn off my PC, it won't work anymore. So I need a computer that stays online 24/7 and checks YouTube every minute to ask how many subscribers SamuDev has. That's called a server. So I bought a server for $5, programmed it, and it works. Now, in-game, it shows my real-time subscriber count, and that's how many zombies will spawn. Obviously, I can't spawn all 3,000 zombies at once, or my laptop and your phone will explode. So they spawn progressively in random spots on the map. To improve the game's visual quality even more, I found a special FX pack and used this awesome effect for when a zombie spawns. I changed the color and applied it. I also added some hit particles for when a zombie attacks. Oh, I forgot to mention, the zombie has a collider in its hand that activates mid-attack animation. When it touches you, you lose health. I changed the color of the particles and added them too. I made 2 types of zombies, walkers and runners. I gave the runner zombies electric particles so you can tell them apart. Hope your zombie is a runner. And I almost forgot the basics. If you run out of ammo, of course, you can't shoot anymore. So I grabbed a random object from a pack, changed its color, and used it as an ammo box. In Unity, I made it spawn in random spots, float up and down, and added particle effects so you can spot it from far away. Then I edited the server script so it now fetches a list of users who comment on this video. So if you comment, your zombie will appear in the game. For now, I used comments from the previous video, and it works perfectly. Look at their zombies showing up. After that, I made the home screen. I kept it super basic. I went into Blender where I had the map, placed 3 zombies, added some lights, turned on some features to make it look more RTX, and rendered the image. I put it in Unity with a simple button that pulses with a small animation. For the Game Over screen, I added a panel, lowered the opacity, and added a Game Over text. I also added the red screen effect from when the zombie hits you, so it doesn't look too plain. For the win screen, I did the same thing, but with a different color. Next, I needed to improve lighting. As I said earlier, the idea was to bake the lights, but my laptop takes 10 business days to bake textures, and to make it look good, it takes trial and error. I removed the big light, added lighting to the houses, and a couple in the center. Then I slightly increased the global light because it looked too dark on mobile, and now it looks great. I asked GPT to make a thumbnail because it's a beast at making images. I wrote, create an image for my game Like Zombies that I'm uploading to the Play Store. It needs to grab attention, be so eye-catching and unique that it makes people curious and stands out from every other zombie game. You're an expert in creating high CTR icons for the Play Store, and it blew my mind. I'd probably remove the text, but whatever. Let's trust ChatGPT. I took some screenshots for the Play Store, exported the AAB file, which is Google's preferred format to build an optimized APK for each device, tested the game, and it's ready for the Play Store. The game is called Like Zombies. Subscribe to spawn more zombies and hit like so I don't disappear and keep uploading more videos. Ciao!